Hello, welcome back. If you have never been to England and you're wondering if British people really are cold, it's like no physical contact. I'm going to tell you a little story. Two things I want to say. I want to tell you a story about me, something that happened to me when I lived in England, and something that you can watch for yourself and, you know, kind of make up your own mind about this. Make up your mind is to find your own answer about it, okay? When I lived in England and I was at school in England, we had to do a 2-week work experience somewhere. So the idea was that you would get a job for 2 weeks and you would get a feeling about that particular job. So whether you wanted to be a teacher or, I don't know, a lawyer or a doctor, it doesn't matter. So there were lots and lots of options for you to choose from. I chose to be a teacher, obviously, in a school for children. So I went to this school for 2 weeks, okay, and I was being a classroom assistant for children aged 5 and 6, so little kids, right? And the teacher was this very experienced lady. So she had been working there her whole life, basically. She was very experienced. But also she wasn't the kind of person you would think was a school teacher for little kids. She just wasn't very bubbly or warm, like, you know, affectionate. She wasn't. And I thought this was about her, but it wasn't. It was like the school as a whole. Like everyone kind of had the same attitude. One day something happened. I was in the classroom and the children were leaving. They were going home at the end of the day. And this little girl, she was 5 years old. She was little. She was very small in size, actually, you know, very petite. Petite is actually a French word, but we use it in English when we want to say someone is very small, like they're short, they have small hands, small feet, you know, like petite. She was very petite and I really liked her actually. And she was leaving and she walked past me and she gave me a great big hug, like a really tight hug, a bear hug, you know. And obviously me being Brazilian, I hugged her back, didn't I? So I'm like, yay, oh, you're so cute, giving her a massive hug. When suddenly I heard, no! And I was like, shit. And it was the teacher. And she literally screamed, no, so that I would stop touching the girl. So I was like, so we let go of the hug and the teacher said something to the girl. I don't know what she said. And she left, the little girl left. And then the teacher spoke to me about it and she said, I don't remember the words because this happened when I had been in England for 7 months. So I was learning English when this happened. But I understood, she made it very clear to me that I was not allowed, I remember this word, I was not allowed to touch the children. And I was shocked. For me, this was like, so what? So the kid comes to me for a hug and I'm supposed to not hug back? So I'm supposed to be like, actually, no, sorry, I can't touch you. That's insane. That's weird. I don't want to do that, but I didn't say any of that to her. 1, I didn't know how to say that. 2, I was 16 years old. Actually, I was still 15. I was 15 years old. I'm not going to say that. So then I went home and I told my parents about that. I couldn't stop thinking about it because I still had a few days to go, you know. And then after that, I started to really pay attention to how the teachers behaved. And really, they did not touch the kids. There was no hugs, no kissing, no, you know, stroking, no kids sitting on their laps. You know, when the teacher's sitting and there is a little kid sitting with her, because the school teachers for little kids normally are women, right? So the teacher's sitting and there's a little kid sitting together and they're like cuddling. This doesn't exist in England. It's not a thing. And the other day, I was watching, literally the other day, like a few days ago, I was watching Topsy and Tim, which is a BBC show for children on YouTube. I love Topsy and Tim. You should watch Topsy and Tim. It's brilliant for your English. I was watching Topsy and Tim. It's not a cartoon. It's like real people. Topsy and Tim are twins. Twins, like two babies in one womb. Like, you know, massive bump. Let's not talk about twins because, God forbid. So, Topsy and Tim are 5 years old. So they are little as well. And this episode, I'm going to leave the link for you in the description box, okay, for this one specific episode, was about Topsy and Tim going to the big school when they're 5, and the school teacher coming to their house for the first time to meet them and to have a little introduction before they had their first day at school. And that is a brilliant episode for, just to back up what I just said. The teacher comes to the house and she's there for like 10 minutes. It's a very quick visit and she doesn't touch them at all. There is no hugging. She doesn't touch their heads. She doesn't touch them. And the way she communicates with them is very cold. So I was really listening carefully. It's not that she's rude, no. It's just that it's cold. You know, like the words she uses are just cold. And I think this is a great example for people like us who are not British and who want to understand British culture more. When you watch things for children, I think that gives you a great, you know, kind of idea about how things really are. So check it out and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. My kids go to school in Brazil and I think the teachers probably spend the whole day hugging my kids. Every time we go to school to pick them up, one of them is being hugged. And one of them, like my son is 4 and he's always sitting on the teacher's lap. And she's like doing stuff and he's always there with her. Because I am a firm believer that children need the physical touch. They need hugging and kissing. And I understand there is so much shit in the world about pedophiles and crap. I know this. But I just think in England it's a little bit too extreme. And I didn't feel comfortable at all. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, remember, click on like, share with your friends, leave a comment down below, subscribe for more real life content to help you improve your English. And I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.